Hello to everyone. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to solve a system of equations. So there are many ways to solve this kind of system of equations, and today I'm going to show you one of them, which is called the equal value method. So this method consists in only 4 steps, so it's actually pretty easy and pretty fast, and let's do it. So let's start with step number 1. So for step number 1, we need to isolate the variable x from equation 1 and also from equation 2. So I'm gonna write it down here. Isolate the variable x. Okay. For equation 1, the first thing we want to do is to move this minus 4 times y to the other side of the equation. So in this side of the equation, we have a minus 4 times y. So if we want to move it to the other side, we are going to move it as a plus 4 times y. So this gives us that 2 times x is actually equal to minus 2 plus 4 times y. Now we want to move this number 2 to the other side of the equation. So in this side of the equation, this 2 is multiplying, so we are going to move it to the other side as a dividing, and this gives us that x is actually equal to minus 2 4 times y over 2. And we have already isolated the variable x from equation 1. We need to do the same with equation 2. So for equation 2, at the end of the day, we get that x is actually equal to 13 minus 2 times y over 3. This is just the same we did with equation number 1. And we are done. We have already isolated x from equation 1 and also from equation 2. So we are ready to move to step number 2. Now for step 2, we're going to equate both equations we got in step number 1. So I'm going to write it down here. Step 2, equate both equations. So if we recall, in step number 1, we got two equations. The first one was x is actually equal to minus 2 plus 4 times y over 2. And at the same time, for the second equation, we got that x is actually equal to 13 minus 2y over 3. So for this step, we are going to equate both of them. So that gives us a new equation, which is going to be minus 2 plus 4 times y over 2 equal to 13 minus 2 times y over 3. Now to simplify this equation, we are going to move this 3 to the other side and this 2 to the other side as well. So in this side of the equation, this 3 is dividing, so we are going to move it to the other side as multiplying 3 times minus 2 plus 4 times y. And we're going to do the same with the number 2. So we're going to get 2 times 13 minus 2y. Okay, simplifying, 3 times minus 2 is minus 6, and 3 times 4 times y is equal to 12y, equal to 2 times 13 is 26, and 2 times minus 2y is minus 4y. And we are done with the step number 2. We have already got a new equation, and we are ready to go to step number 3. Now for step number 3, we are going to solve for y the equation we got in step number 2. So I'm going to write it down here. Step number 3, solve for y the previous equation. So if we recall, in step number 2, we got a new equation, which I'm going to write down here, is minus 6 plus 12y equal to 26 minus 4 times y. So we are going to solve this equation for y. So if we want to solve this equation for y, we need to move the y in one side of the equation, and we need to move the numbers to the other side of the equation. So this minus 4 times y, we are going to move it to the other side as a plus 4 times y. So this gives us minus 6 plus 12 times y plus 4 times y equal to 26. And now we are going to move this minus 6 to the other side of the equation as a plus 6. So this gives us 12y plus 4 times y equal to 26 plus 6. Simplifying, 12 plus 4 is actually equal to 16 times y equal to 26 plus 6 is 32. And finally, we are going to move this 16 to the other side of the equation. So in this side is multiplying, so we are going to move it to the other side as a dividing. And that this gives us that y is actually equal to 32 over 16, which is equal to 2. And we are done. We have already solved the equation for y, and we are ready to move to step number 4. Okay, so for the last step, we're going to get the value of x. So I'm going to write it down here. Step number 4, get the value of x. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Okay, if we recall, in step number 3, we actually got the value of y. In step number 3, we got that y is actually equal to 2. And if we recall, in step number 1, we got two different equations for x. The first one was x is actually equal to minus 2 plus 4 times y over 2. And the second one was x is actually 13 minus 2 times y over 3. Okay? Now, we have two different equations for x, and both of them depends on y. So we are going to plug in this number 2 of y here, and we are going to get the value of x. Doesn't matter which of them you use. At the final, we are going to get the same value. Okay, we are going to check. If we use the first one, we are going to get that x is actually equal to minus 2 plus 4 times y, but we already know that y is actually equal to 2, so we're going to put that 2 here, and I'm going to solve this, okay? So this is minus 2 plus 4 times 2, which is a over 2. So it's minus 2 plus a, this is 6 over 2, this is 3. And this is the value of x if we use the first equation. If we use the second equation, we should get the same. Okay, let's check it. X is actually equal to 13 minus 2 times y, but we already know that y is 2, so we're going to put that 2 here and over 3. So we are going to solve this. 13 minus 2 times 2, which is 4, over 3. 13 minus 4, which is 9 over 3, and 9 over 3 is 3. So we are done. The final result for our system of equation is going to be x is actually equal to 3 and y is actually equal to 2. And that's it. So that's all for today. Thank you to everyone for watching. And as you can see, this is a non-normal video because all of my videos are in Spanish and this one is in English. So sometimes I will be uploading some videos in English, and most of the time I'm going to be uploading my videos in Spanish because it's my first language, but also I will be uploading this kind of videos in English because it's a good way to practice my English skills. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to give a like, and see you in the next video.